Uche sat nervously in his room, the faint sound of the video still echoing in his mind. Amaka, his best friend, whispered, "What did we just watch? Is this okay?" Uche hesitated, unsure of how to respond. They both knew something wasn't right but couldn't stop their curiosity. The children had stumbled upon a video on Uche's new phone, something they didn't fully understand but felt compelled to explore further. What began as innocent play had suddenly taken a dark turn. The next afternoon, Amaka and Uche sat together again, phone in hand. Their laughter had faded, replaced by quiet whispers and stolen glances at the screen. "Let's not tell anyone," Uche said. "It's our little secret." As days turned into weeks, the pair began to drift from their usual games and schoolwork, drawn deeper into a secret world they barely understood. It was no longer about curiosity, it was becoming a habit. Amaka noticed that Uche was becoming withdrawn. "Why are you acting weird?" she asked, her tone more accusatory than concerned. Uche shrugged, avoiding her eyes. "It's nothing," he replied, but they both knew that wasn't true. Their once unbreakable bond was changing, and they began arguing more often. Deep down, both children missed the simple fun they used to share, but neither knew how to go back. One quiet afternoon, Amaka broke the silence with a question that startled Uche. "What if we try what the people in the videos are doing?" Uche's heart raced as he stared at her in disbelief. "No, Amaka, that's not a good idea," he replied. Amaka wasn't ready to give up. "Why not? Don't you wonder what it's like?" she pressed. Uche shook his head, but Amaka's words planted a seed of doubt and curiosity in his mind. After days of hesitation, Uche finally gave in to Amaka's persistence. "Okay," he whispered nervously, but only once. They locked themselves in Uche's room, unsure and scared of what they were about to do. However, as soon as they started, Amaka cried out in pain and bolted from the room. Tears streamed down her face as she ran home, leaving Uche alone and filled with guilt. For days, Amaka avoided Uche, her usual cheerful demeanor replaced by a cold distance. Uche tried to apologize, but Amaka refused to talk to him. The weight of what had happened was too much for both of them. Eventually, Uche wrote her a note, saying, "I'm sorry. Let's go back to being friends like before." Amaka softened and forgave him, though the memory lingered in the back of their minds. Despite their promise to move on, Amaka couldn't shake her curiosity. One day after school, she approached Uche with a suggestion. "Maybe we didn't do it right. We should try again," she said hesitantly. Uche frowned but reluctantly agreed. This time, they chose an empty classroom at school, thinking it would be safer away from home. Little did they know, their plan would backfire. As they began to act on their plan, the sound of footsteps echoed in the hallway. Panic gripped them as they realized someone was approaching. "Hide," Uche whispered urgently. They barely managed to slip out of the classroom as the school security guard entered, his eyes scanning the room. Shaken but relieved, the children vowed to be more careful next time. Amaka convinced Uche to try again, this time at home while their mothers were at the market. "No one will catch us," she assured him. Uche hesitated but eventually agreed, trusting Amaka's plan. However, just as they were about to begin, the sound of the front door creaking open froze them in their tracks. "Uche, are you home?" Mama Uche's voice echoed through the house, sending the children into a panic. Mama Uche entered the room, her sharp eyes immediately noticing something was wrong. "What's going on here?" she demanded. Amaka and Uche exchanged nervous glances, unable to hide their guilt. After much hesitation, they confessed everything. Mama Uche's face turned pale with shock and anger as she realized the extent of what had been happening under her roof. Mama Uche called Mama Amaka to share what she had discovered. Both women were heartbroken and furious, struggling to understand how their children had strayed so far from their innocent ways. The mothers decided to handle the situation carefully, knowing they needed to guide their children back to the right path without pushing them further away. That evening, the two mothers sat their children down for a serious talk. "We are disappointed," Mama Amaka began, her voice trembling. "But we need to understand why this happened." Amaka and Uche hesitated before admitting their curiosity about the videos and how it had led them down this path. Their mothers listened with heavy hearts, realizing the influence of technology on young minds. Mama Uche decided to confiscate Uche's phone temporarily. "You're not ready for this responsibility," she said firmly. "We need to set rules for how you use technology." Amaka's parents agreed, introducing stricter supervision and limiting her access to devices. The children protested, but the mothers stood their ground, determined to protect them. In the weeks that followed, the mothers worked hard to rebuild trust with their children. They spent more time at home, engaging in family activities and talking openly about the dangers of unsupervised internet use. Amaka and Uche began to feel the warmth of their mother's love and guidance, though the memory of their mistakes lingered in their hearts. Mama Amaka decided to channel the children's energy into positive activities. She enrolled Amaka and Uche in after-school programs, including sports and arts, to keep them busy and away from temptation. The children initially resisted but gradually found joy in their new hobbies, which helped them rediscover their bond in a healthier way. One day, during dinner, Uche looked at his mother and said, "Mama, I understand now why you were worried about the phone." His words brought tears to Mama Uche's eyes. "We just want what's best for you," she replied. "The internet can be good, but only if used wisely." It was a lesson Uche and Amaka would never forget. The mothers also took steps to heal their own friendship, which had been strained by the incident. They talked openly, sharing their fears and hopes for their children's future. Through their shared struggle, they grew closer, vowing to support each other in raising their children with strong values. Mama Amaka and Mama Uche decided to involve the community in addressing the issue. They organized a meeting with other parents in the compound to discuss the dangers of unsupervised internet access. The meeting was a success, with many parents sharing their own experiences and resolving to work together to guide their children. Amaka and Uche slowly returned to their innocent games and laughter. They spent more time outdoors, playing with other children in the compound and creating new memories. Their friendship grew stronger, built on trust and understanding, as they supported each other in leaving their mistakes behind. Months later, Uche received his phone back, but this time under strict rules. Mama Uche taught him how to use it responsibly, emphasizing the importance of asking for help when in doubt. Amaka also learned to approach her parents with her questions and curiosity, realizing they were her best guides in navigating the challenges of growing up. Amaka and Uche's curiosity didn't disappear, but it found a healthier outlet. They began asking questions about things they didn't understand, turning to their parents or trusted adults for answers.